How about your activity on the glass? You talked about wanting your team to be tough. Up 21-13 in rebounds. What are you looking for in the second half now?
Well, another 21-13 would be great. You know, Thomas has just been a warrior on the glass. I think he's got 9 here at half. Gito needs to get in the mix here, but doing a good job there. We just got to keep it up.
Great. Appreciate your time, Coach. Thank you. I appreciate that, Eddie D. Well, you saw the theatrics of freshman Marcus Harris, and the Toreros could possibly get better next year as they've inked a letter of intent from 6'8" power forward Alex Floresco. Floresco's out of Webster Groves, Missouri, and his game's compared a little bit to Tyler Hansbrough. Real active, physical, tough, scrappy kind of guy. So look forward to getting him on campus next year.
Okay, JT, thank you so much.
Exactly right, Eddie. You said it. Now, if you're looking for a theme song for the early part of the Florida A&M schedule, I'd suggest either Johnny Cash, I've Been Everywhere, or Willie Nelson, On the Road Again, because these guys are going exactly that, everywhere. West Coast, East Coast, and everywhere in between. They're not going to play their first home game until December 19th, 1 month from today, so they're racking up frequent flyer miles for sure.
That was good, JT. Give me a couple bars of that Johnny Cash song, would you?
I've been everywhere, man.
Tell me about leading up to this game. I mean, is it kind of a little bit like Christmas? You know, you're getting ready to open your presents, and obviously Christmas a couple days away, but you got to feel like you're getting to the state championship. I mean, how awesome is it to know that you're playing and to feel like you guys got a pretty good shot at leading with the state championship?
Right. All this practice, it hasn't felt like Christmas so much, but after getting this championship, the state championship, it feels a lot like Christmas right now. It's probably the best present you can ask for.
LaSalle, they're the veterans. They've been here. They've been coming here, like you alluded to. But St. John Bosco, #1 in the country by some rankings. Now, a lot of times you'll get teams, 2 top 5 teams playing, maybe early on in the season, maybe in the middle of the season. But at the end of the season, for the state championship, I don't know that there's been a bigger game in the state of California ever. And each side has maybe an area of concern. For St. John Bosco, you've got a sophomore running back. Now, he's talented. He had a really good game last week, over 300 rushing yards. But sophomore, maybe is the stage too big for him? And then you look at De La Salle, and they're a run-oriented offense. If they get behind, and perhaps in the second half they're trailing by 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns, which has got to be like a foreign language to that team to be trailing by that margin that late in the game. But are they going to be able to pass the ball effectively, averaging less than 100 yards passing per game?
How about this St. John Bosco team? They have the skill and they have the size as well, which I think is a little bit different, JT, than some of the other teams that have tried to take down De La Salle over the years when you look back to Crenshaw and Westlake. This team can really do it all, and they did it all last week against Centennial.
Well, and if you're too one-dimensional, so many times you're going to find that that's going to cause problems for you, but they're able to do it on the ground, in the air, and Sean McGrew is the guy who does it on the ground. Listed at 5'7", 174 pounds. If he keeps playing this way, they might change the school's name from St. John Bosco to St. Sean Bosco. This guy has been crushing. Last week, 329 yards rushing on under 20 carries against Corona Centennial in the semifinals. I mean, an outstanding team. And you look at their offensive line, averaging over 300 pounds per guy. Great things from that rushing game and Sean McGrew.
Thrown alongside the all-time leading rusher both at Coronado High and the University of San Diego, J.T. Rogan. This is a rematch here, and since the game that was won by Saints in week number 2, all Madison's done is win 9 straight.
And just rattling them off in impressive fashion. Looking forward to the game tonight. Like you said, a rematch, much like the game earlier this evening. A lot of good football being played here at DeVore Stadium.
For St. Augustine, Elijah Preston has rushed for more than 1,600 yards on the season. He'll key the offense.
Might have been 2,000 yards if he wasn't out with an ankle injury, so missed about 2.5 games, still over 1,600 yards. He's the guy that makes the Saints offense go.
2 years ago, Kareem Coles won a state championship as a sophomore. Now as a senior, he's headed to Utah State next year and is back for one more section championship run.
Well, he's got the Warhawks flying high with his ground attack, with his aerial attack. Very impressive quarterback. You see that stylish haircut. He's looking pretty fresh for the game tonight.
When you talk about how long you need to block as an offensive lineman for a play like that, they say you need to block forever and a day because it takes a long time to set up. You use the run fake to Miles Harrison. Everything looks like it's going to the left. You reset, and then you find Harrison deep along the sidelines. Great coverage by Carter Flowers, but an even better throw by Kiesel to get the touchdown pass. You don't throw often, but when you do, you throw touchdown. Back to Granite Hills High School. We're about to get underway for the Division IV state semifinal. Bowl game here between Christian High and St. Margaret's Tartans out of San Juan Capistrano. Now, taking a look back at Christian last week, their 31-9 victory over Hoover. Early on, you see David Todd Jeremiah finding his receiver, Nick Sexton, all the way to the house. A huge touchdown there, and then a kickoff return for a touchdown by the explosive running back, Adrian Petty. In the second half, it was all Christian. You see right here the safety that they had on defense, just a ferocious, swarming defense. St. Margaret's going to have to put up with that tonight. Jeremiah dropping back to pass, looking along the left side for Nick Sexton. Sexton with the catch. He's gonna go all the way, this time able to escape the defender. And you talked about Christian needing to score. How about that for a break as Sexton bobbles the ball on the sideline and takes it all the way for the touchdown, a 69-yarder from Jeremiah to Sexton. They're going the fade route this time and wide open. Couldn't have been any easier for Trevor Howell and DT Jeremiah, and just like that, Christian an extra point away from tying this thing up early into the second quarter. Going back to the well, and they've run the play twice before, this time not nearly as well executed, and the interception by Trevor Howell allows Christian to be starting this drive deep into St. Margaret's territory.